Good day, everyone. This is Sir June, your math teacher for today. So, our lesson for today, class, will be all about multiplying and dividing by 7. Before we'll start our discussion for our lesson today, class, I will tell you first the learning outcomes of our lesson today. The first learning outcome, class, students should know how to count by sevens. The number two learning outcome, class, is students should know how to multiply numbers within the multiplication table of 7. The third and the last learning outcome, class, is students should know how to divide numbers using the multiplication table of 7. Now on this slide, class, we'll be learning here on how to count by 7. So we have here the first problem, multiply 3 by 7. So as you see also here below, we have here the numbers and sentence of the problem. So 3 times 7. So now class, listen, we have first factor here is 3. Simply because in each group here there are 3 boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So therefore, our first factor is 3. And our second factor, class, is 7 simply because there are 7 groups of 3 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now, class, if we're going to put together all the boxes here, that will be a total of 21. So if we're going to multiply also 3 times 7 equals 21. Now, class, on this slide, we'll be learning more here on how to multiply 5 by 7. So now here we have picture of squares, and there are also two multiplication sentences here below. So 5 times 7 equals blank, and 7 times 5 equals blank. So if we're going to add all or count all the squares here in the picture, that will be a total of 35. And if we're going to multiply the 5 times 7, class, equals 35. And we can also just keep counting by 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And now we have also 5 times 7, 7 times 5 here equals 35. So now, class, listen, if we are going to change the position or the order of the factors, still the product will not be changed, will not be affected, the same only. So if we're going to multiply 5 times 7 equals 7 times 5, these are related multiplication facts. So meaning to say the answers will not be affected, the same only. Now on this slide, class, we'll be learning here on how to use the dot card. So letter A problem, we need to find the product of the 6 and 7. But class, take note, what we'll do first is we're going to start first multiplying the 5 and the 7. So as you see here in the arrow, we have arrow here on the white dots. So 5 times 7 equals 35. So if we're going to count all the dots here, that will be a total of 35. And there's one group of 7 here. So if we're going to include that 235 put together, that will be 42. So now, class, 5 times 7 equals 35. Then if we're going to multiply 6 times 7 is equal 7 more than 5 times 7. So if we're going to multiply directly the 6 and 7, that will be 42. So again, 6 times 7 equals 35 plus one group of 7. So the product, the final product here, class, is a 42. Now this slide shows here on how to multiply 7 by 7. So we have here another that card, and we'll be learning more here on how to use this one. So as you see here, class, we have here 7, 7, but the first one we'll do first is to multiply first the 5 and the 7. So 5 times 7 equals 35, and there are two groups of 7 here left or separated simply because we're going to separate that, and we'll find the product of these two groups of 7. So what we'll do, 5 times 7 equals 35, 2 times 7 equals 14. So if we're going to put together this 35 and 14, that will be 49. So now 7 times 7 equals 35 plus 14. So the final product here, class, is 49. So we have another problem here, class. We have two more problems. So we need to find first the letter C problem, product of 8 and 7. So now, class, as you see here on the dot card, we have here two groups of dots, because the first thing we'll do for class is to multiply the 4 and the 7. So the product of this one is 28. If you're going to count all this white dots class, the total of this one is 28. And then there's another group, the orange dots. Say, because there are two groups here, so we're going to if we're going to count also all these orange dots here, that will be 28. Now 4 times 7 class equals 28, and 8 times 7 equals blank. And if we're going to put together this 28 two 28 class, the product there will be, or the sum of these two numbers here is 56. Then if we're going to multiply now 7 times 4 equals 28. So 4 times 7 equals 28. So as you see, class, we change the order of position of the two factors. But as you see here, as you observe that the products of the two sentences would not really affected or would not change, because this is all about the commutative property of addition. So it says there, even you change the position of the factors, still the product will not be affected or will not change. So now here 8 times 7 equals 28 times 2. So the final product of this one, if we're going to multiply directly, so the product is 56. So we have your letter D class, problem multiply 9 by 7. So as you see here, we have up to 10 here and 7. So why we included the 10? Simply because, class, it is easy for us to multiply the 10 and 7, right? We memorized already the multiplication table 10. So what we'll do first is we will start at 10 and 7 equals 70. So after that one, class, if we're going to remove this 7 here, uh, the 7 that's there, so meaning to say we will have your final product, because 70 minus 7 equals 63. So meaning to say, if we're going to multiply now the 9 and 7, the product will be 63. Then if you're going to count also, class, all the white dots here, that will be also the total of the answer of the 7 and the 9, or 9 times 7. So that will be 63. So again, class, if we're going to multiply the 9 times 7 equals 70 minus 1 group of 7, so the final answer is 63. Again, 9 times 7 equals 63. On this slide, class, we'll be learning here on how to divide by 7. So as you see here, we'll be learning here on dividing numbers by 7. So we have here the first one, letter A. 5 times 7 equals 35. 7 times 5 equals 35. So as you see also here, the product becomes now our dividend, and our divisor, I mean, our second factor becomes now our divisor. So if we're going to divide now the 35 divided by 7 equals 5. And also, class, if we're going to make this into multiplication sentence, this division sentence, you will just multiply it by multiply the quotient and the divisor, and the answer will be your dividend. So 5 times 7 equals 35. Then if we're going to make this into division sentence, you can do this one. Okay. And now here, letter B, we can also find the uh, the quotient by using multiplication. As you see here, 6 times 7 equals 42, then 7 times blank equals 42. So we're just fill in the missing number here. So the missing number is 6. So 7 times 6 equals 42. And if we're going to make this into division sentence, we'll just make our product into our dividend, and then the 7 is our first factor here, and then our missing number here will be our second factor. So 42 divided by 7 equals 6. So 6 is the quotient of the 42 and 7. So always remember, class, that we can use related multiplication facts to find the quotient fast. Okay, so we have here multiplying three-digit numbers by 7. So we'll be learning here now to multiply the 348 by 7. So as you see here, we'll need to find the quotient of the 348 and the 7. So we have your step-by-step class to follow. So the first one we'll do is this one. And always remember, class, that when we multiply, we need to start at ones place. So 7 times 8 equals 56. So carry 5, bring down 6. And let's go now to the step 2. We need to multiply the tens by 7 now. So 7 times 4 equals 28 plus 5 equals 33. So carry 3, bring down 3. And let's now go to step 3 and multiply the hundreds by 7. So let's multiply now. 7 times 3 equals 21 plus 3 equals 24. So our final answer here, class, is 2,436. Now we have here another slide dividing three-digit numbers by 7. So we'll find now the quotient, class, of 752 and 7. So now here, class, we need to do the process and multiply and in dividing numbers. So we need to use a long division method. So this is example of long division method. So when in dividing, class, we always start at the highest place value. So divide hundreds by 7, since our digits are only 3 digits, and our dividend are there are 3 digits, if 7, 5, and 2. So 3 digits at 1, and our divisor is 7. So we need to divide the hundreds, which is the 7, by 7. So 7 divided by 7, class, is 1. And then when we go down, class, we need to use multiplication. Okay, 7 times 1, or 1 times 7 equals 7. So we need to subtract. 7 minus 7 equals 0. Or it's okay only if we don't put 0 there. And in step 2, class, we need to divide the tens by 7. So our tens digit is 5. So 5 divide up before that, we need to bring down that 1. So as you see here, 5. So we need to divide now. 5 divided by 7 equals 0. 0 times 7 equals 0. So let's subtract. So 5 minus 0 equals 5. Then the step 3, class, shows we need to bring down now the 2 here. So the new number is 52. Then the next one here is we need to divide that once by 7. So 52, class, divided by 7 equals 7. 7 times 7 equals 49. Then let's subtract now. 52 minus 49 equals 3. So the quotient of the 752 and 7 is 107 remainder 3, because this one, class, the 3 here is the leftover. So the leftover will be our remainder. So that's all for today, class. So I hope that you really understand and learn from our video tutorial today. And that ends our video lesson regarding our lesson. So thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and healthy. God bless everyone. Bye.